So, I seem to be the only one who's on the screen, but welcome everybody. Welcome Laura Lee, Lauren, Amy, Nina, Leith, and Catherine. Hi, everybody. Welcome. So, tonight we're going to have a different discussion than any of the ones that we normally have during my masterclass that happen on Fridays. And this is going to be a conversation about addiction, where addiction comes from. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much. And most importantly, what we can do to dismantle the patterns of addiction that we have in our lives. This has a lot to do with a conversation about leadership. This is about self-leadership. So when we're born into what is considered to be a theta state. So there are different frequencies we vibrate at: beta, alpha, theta, delta, gamma, all these different states, all these different frequencies. And between the ages of 0 and 7, I would say, sometimes 0 and 5, we are in a constant state of hypnosis because we are in our theta state. It's where our imagination is wide open. It's where we have imaginary friends. And this is also a state that you are induced into when you go into hypnosis. So in this theta state, we're taking in a lot of information. Parents who may be critical of us, beliefs that we've taken on, beliefs that come from kids that we play with, beliefs that come from siblings, they come from grandparents, they come from aunts and uncles, they come from well-meaning things that you hear on the television. You may have a parent who says, you're so clumsy, and that goes in as a belief that we have about self. Hi, Laurel. We very well may have a belief, about what we have aptitudes for. Oh my God, you're so brilliant at this, or oh my God, you're not really good at that. And what happens is we start to form. They say that people are fully formed by about their times they're 5 years old, because we've moved out of theta, we've come into alpha, and then we pretty much get settled in beta. And in beta, we have lost so much of our creativity. And we've just really taken on, what become our habits, and then of course, what become our addictions. Does this make sense? So when you can learn to, once again, access the theta state, and this can be done through hypnosis and meditation, you can begin to ascertain and begin to dismantle where it is that you have developed this construct that would be known as your addictions. Habitual habits that you have, ways that you say, I don't want to do this anymore, but you continue to do it. And for some people, it's alcohol, it's drugs, it's what people eat, it's gambling, it's cursing, it's different behaviors where we say, I don't want to be that person. But yet we habitually find ourselves being that kind of person. I don't ever want to think that thought again. I don't ever want to speak that. Do you guys notice that you have thoughts that reoccur and you don't want to think them? And you want to, I don't ever want to, smoke cigarettes again. And you can't seem to give up the habit. I don't want to look for someone externally to me to validate me. And yet you have this whole almost addictive belief system that there's something wrong with you, that you're broken, that you need to be healed. And yet none of that is true. But it's what our minds have conditioned us to believe. And we have this very, very powerful driver that is known as the ego. And I'm sure that most of you are aware of how seductive the ego can be. It's convinced us that we are less than. It's convinced us that we are worthless. It's convinced us that we're not lovable. It's convinced us that there's something wrong with us, that we're broken, that we're fragile, that we can't handle something. It's convinced us that we can't live without certain people. It's convinced us that, all men are this way, or all women are this way, or all people are this way, or, God has forsaken me, or, I don't believe in God anymore. So, I watched something horrible happen and I stopped believing in God. My mother's boyfriend recently said to her, she said, why don't you go up for communion? You take me to church every Sunday. And he said, after the way that my first wife died, I stopped believing in God. So it's the places where we've conditioned ourselves to believe certain things, and it becomes habitual to us. We become addicted to it. And these are literally precepts. Does anyone know what a precept is? Nina, you want to explain what a precept is?
A precept is something that begins as a thought and then becomes a belief, and you just keep believing that, and then it becomes real for you.
Yeah.
It becomes like a reality.
Exactly. It's like a commandment that's given to you. When you have a fight with an adult and an adult goes, "Oh my God, you're so stupid." When it looks like the adult has won that argument, you start taking on the winning identity. We always do this. Everybody does this. You take on the winning identity, and then you start to self-process and you go, "Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Oh my God, I'm so thoughtless. Oh my God, I'm so clumsy." You guys have things like that you say about yourself? "Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Oh my God, I'm such a loser." And these aren't like you didn't pop out of your mother's vajayjay thinking, "I'm so messed up." This became inculcated. You learned this, you adopted this, you took this on, you know? Now, here's the great news. There are, Amy's like, "Oh yeah." There are tools and techniques that you can use to dismantle this entire structure. And that's about the best news that I could possibly give you. So I have developed this technique that I call the clean slate technique. And it allows you to look at one of the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself and to find out where that came from and then to be able to dismantle that. So, what I would like is if someone would please, or anybody, please pop in the chat if you are willing to have me work this exercise with you here publicly. Understand that we are live streaming on Facebook for all the world to see. This is going to go up on my YouTube channel. So, if you are shy, do not raise your hand, or if you are shy and you want to break through that, um, please. Okay, so the only one. All right, Joyce was the first to volunteer. So Joyce, we're going to go ahead and use you. So Lordly, could you pin Joyce to the top? Thank you for volunteering. Okay. How are you, love? Can't hear you. Can't hear you.
Sorry.
Oh, there you are. I can hear you now. Whoops. Did she leave? And she's gone. Okay, let's give a minute and see if she comes back. This process is very, very simple. There's a portion of it that we call the duns and restraints. And okay, are you back?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Okay, great. No worries. Technology, A. Sound like a Canadian. So this exercise is something that I teach in a class called quantum communication, in which you learn how to communicate with yourself. You learn how to communicate with the world. And love is a function of communication. It's one of my favorite lines I ever heard when I was 18 years old. I did something called the S training, which then evolved into Werner Erhard and Associates and eventually became the Landmark Forum. And Werner Erhard handed out these little brown books called a book of aphorisms. And they were aphorisms like love is a function of communication, health is a function of participation, things that just, they made, so much sense. Happiness is a function of self-expression, things like that. Anyway, this is one that has lived with me. I then did something called the communication workshop. And I learned that when we have the freedom to communicate, when we have the capacity to go within and to learn to communicate to ourselves, we have freedom. When we learn to communicate with our higher selves and with our spiritual guidance, we have the pathway home. We have the road back to freedom. So, Joyce, what is the addiction that you say that you are dealing with in your life?
I don't know if this is going to fit the format. There's some kind of an addiction to a negative belief about myself that is holding me back from, I guess, my potential expression as a person and income.
Okay.
So those are two separate things, but they're
not. They're
connected.
actually not. They're not. Money is something that flows to people that love themselves. And if you do not love yourself, money is not going to come. She's a divine feminine energy and she goes where she is wanted, appreciated, and held in gratitude by someone who wants, appreciates, loves, and is grateful for themselves. So if there's a place where you have self-esteem, that's been knocked about, if you have a place where you are demeaning, anybody have negative self-talk.
Definitely.
If we have that, when money comes, I love it. Amy's giving, thank you, Amy. I love that you're typing in these answers. It's adorable. Uh, when we have ways in which we react to ourselves, like money comes, like one time my brother had a very, very large check, a very healthy 5-figure check. And my sister-in-law said something to him like, well, it's about time, or you don't, too bad we don't get to see that all the time. And it just kind of took the wind out of his sails, as opposed to a wife who'd be like, oh my God, you're the most amazing salesperson in the world. I love that you do this. Thank you for everything you provide. He'd be like, yeah. But when you emasculate someone like that, we emasculate ourselves, um, our masculine contains our feminine, but our feminine is what allows us to receive. The feminine receives, the feminine allows, she lets. And when we have a tough relationship with our moms, we can have a really tough relationships with our divine feminine and a really tough time receiving. So if you want to do some healing, go in and look
Yes.
at healing that mother wound.
Okay.
So what is the concept? What is the self-speak that you have about who you are?
As much as I've let go, there's still that I'm not enough. Like
I'm not-
whatever it is, I'm not enough.
Okay, I'm not enough. Thank you. So I want you to close your eyes for a moment. I want you to take a beautiful breath in through the nose as deeply and richly and slowly as you can. And I want you to exhale back through your nose. And as you do, I want you to just allow yourself to start to drift into your heart. You're all welcome to join in doing this. It's going to start to move us into a very relaxed theta state. Take another long, slow, deep, rich inhale in through the nose. Make it a little richer, a little deeper, a little longer. And then as you exhale through the nose, just allow yourself to continue to sink down into your heart. Take one more long, slow, rich, deep, beautiful inhale in through the nose. And exhale back through the nose, sinking down. Beautiful. Now I want you to imagine that you're going to breathe in white light. You're going to breathe in white light through the nose. Let that white light fill you from the top of the head all the way down to your feet. Breathe it in, breathe it in, breathe it in. And then as you exhale through the nose, I want you to exhale any darkness, any tension, any anxieties, any worries, the place where you feel I am not enough, where that lives inside of you. Take another inhale in of that beautiful white light. Breathe that in richly and deeply. Let it fill you. You feel that white light come in. You see that white light come in. It fills you up, fills you all the way up. And then with that exhale, it washes all the darkness out. Just takes it and cleanses it. Mr. Clean. Take another long, slow, beautiful inhale in of that gorgeous white light. And then go ahead and exhale any darkness. Beautiful. And now for this next series, I want you to imagine breathing in golden light. Breathe that gorgeous golden light in through the nose. Let that golden light fill you. And as it does, it's going to activate the light body within the physical body. Begins to put you in a beautiful theta state. So we've gone from beta to alpha to theta. And exhale that same gorgeous golden light through the nose. Take another long, slow, beautiful inhale of that golden light in through the nose. Let it fill you up. And exhale through the nose. Beautiful. One more long, slow, beautiful inhale in through the nose of that golden light. Breathe that golden light in. You'll start to feel your body tingling. Gorgeous. Okay. Beautiful. Who or what convinced you I am not enough? First person that comes to mind.
My mom.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you a series of questions. They're going to be repetitive. The first two questions are going to be, what has your mother done to you? What have you done to your mother? And then the next two are, what has your mother restrained and what have you restrained? And just let it be the first answer that comes to you. Okay.
Mhm.
What has your mother done to you?
She neglected me.
Thank you. What have you done to your mother?
I ignored her. Okay,
That's
first answer.
okay. Beautiful. Thank you. What has your mother restrained?
My creativity.
Thank you. What have you restrained?
Who I really am.
Thank you. What has your mother done to you?
She abandoned me emotionally.
Thank you. What have you done to your mother?
I ignored her.
Thank you. What has your mother restrained?
My physical body.
Thank you. What have you restrained?
My response to her restraint.
Thank you. Keep breathing, my love. This will get emotional. What has your mother done to you?
She didn't want me.
Thank you. What have you done to your mother?
I tried to make her want me.
Thank you. What has your mother restrained?
My heart.
Thank you. What have you restrained?
My anger.
Thank you. What has your mother done to you?
She abused me.
Thank you. Breathe. Thank you. What have you done to your mother?
I tried to rise over her.
Thank you. What has your mother restrained?
My connection to God.
Thank you. What have you restrained?
Who I really am.
Thank you. What has your mother done to you?
She made me strong.
Thank you. What have you done to your mother?
I ignored her.
Thank you. What has your mother restrained?
I think it's gone.
Thank you. I want you to consider the phrase, I am not enough. How does that feel?
Foreign.
Thank you. Beautiful. What would be the consequences of having the ability to know that you are enough?
Wouldn't be so serious.
Thank you.
I wouldn't have to prove things. The thought that I have to prove.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. What else, my love?
Just honor my uniqueness.
Yeah. Thank you. What else?
I wouldn't worry about what other people think.
Sounds like heaven to me. Thank you. Gorgeous. What else? What other consequences?
All things are possible.
Yeah. Yeah. It opens up an entire new realm of
Mhm.
possibility. How gorgeous. How gorgeous. Any other consequences? I am enough.
That Like there's not failure, there's just trying and learning and then trying something else.
Yes, yes, yes. Gorgeous. Almost as if you're being exactly who God asked you to be.
Hmm.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Any other consequences? I am enough.
Maybe my mind would work differently.
Exactly.
My limbic system would be different.
Yeah. It could relax.
Hmm.
It wouldn't be constantly searching for ways to prove that you are. You would just come
Yeah.
from knowing that you are. It would alter everything, and it will. Gorgeous. Any other consequences?
Maybe I wouldn't be in fear.
Mm, because if you looked around and you're not enough, then there's not enough anywhere. But if you looked around and you knew you were enough, you would see enough of everything. And it would
Yeah,
absolutely let the fear subside. That's gorgeous. Absolutely
I love
gorgeous.
that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It would give you a way of being able to trust God again.
Hmm.
You know, any other consequences from having the ability to know that I am enough?
Maybe more acceptance of myself, more compassion for myself.
More acceptance of myself, more compassion for myself. How glorious is that? If you could all use a little more acceptance and a little more compassion, please raise your hand. I'm raising both my hands and my feet.
Mm.
It's a gorgeous choice. What else, my love?
I sometimes I feel like I'm gripped. I don't know if it's my grip on myself or something I'm calling in, but I don't feel that grip right now.
Yeah.
I feel
No,
more
it left you.
relaxed.
Yeah, it left.
Feel more relaxed
Yeah.
and more
Yep.
like in myself.
Mm, beautiful. Beautiful. Gorgeous.
Like it's safe,
Mm,
safe to be in myself.
it's safe to be in myself. Just breathe into that. It's safe to be in myself. Huh, gorgeous. It's you coming home to you.
Mhm.
Brilliant. My love, thank you so much for your willingness. Thank you so much for,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
you're welcome, for being willing to transform, for being willing to open to what's possible. I had this realization, Jesus and I said to him, Jesus, how do I take my business to the next level? And he goes, go on Instagram. And I'm like, you tell me to put my phone down all the time. What do you mean go on Instagram? He goes, go on Instagram. And there was this video of this girl, and she said, you know how in Monsters Inc. that they used to get the energy from scaring children, and then by the end of the movie, there was a transformation, and they realized that they got more energy from love and joy and laughter. And I was like, oh. And I realized that the focus of my marketing had always been, come, let us heal you. There is something wrong with you, and you are broken, and we can fix you because we are wizards and witches, and, that crap. And Jay was like, what if you approached people as if they were whole, perfect, and complete, and you just brought that forth, and you helped them to release all the places where they held on to that there was something wrong with them. Joyce, I look at you and I see a goddess. I've never seen anything that's wrong or broken with you. I've seen a woman who is more than enough. I see a woman who brings so much to the plate, you know? So that's my gift. That's the gift that God gave me, was the ability to see people's highest and fullest potential. So I am here standing and saying, I see the truth of you. I see the truth of all of you. And I'm here to bring it forth. Watch me. If you guys are
Thank
willing,
you.
that is what I will do. You are so welcome, my love. You are so welcome. So I thank you all for being here. This is one of the many powerful techniques that I teach in my curriculum. We have a new curriculum that's launching in February. This class, Quantum Communication, where we teach this, and a bunch of other tools are going to be taught. We have a prerequisite for that that's called quantum healing. And if you want to get that done so you can come join us in the curriculum, look us up, find us. We have all this available. It's about helping you to ascend. It's about helping you to raise your frequency and your vibration. Yeah, Joyce, thank you. Exactly what Nina said. Thank you for allowing us to witness you, the truth of you. Look at that smile on your face. You do not look like the same woman that showed up half an hour ago. It's really good to see you smiling like that, baby. I love you. I actually got to meet Joyce in person. She is a dear friend of one of my dearest friends, Ellen. And I was visiting Ellen in August in Los Angeles. And it was the day I was supposed to be leaving, next morning, Monday night. She goes, listen, I invited a bunch of my friends over and you're going to channel the Akashic Records. And I was like, wait, what? I think I have a hangover. She's like, no, they're all coming over. And Joyce was one of those people that was there, and I got to meet her, and she's just an absolute delight, an absolute delight. So thank you for coming here tonight. I appreciate you. Oh,
Thank you for this gift. I just feel like I was shackled and now I'm not.
yeah.
Thank you.
This is what releasing addiction is. It was, and it's not addiction like, look, it's an addiction to a belief. You had a belief that you couldn't let go of. It was given to you by a parent, by an authority, and you just led yourself to your own freedom. And we call it Duns and Restraints. It's one of my favorite processes, one of my favorite exercises to do. And it just dismantles the entire thing. Because when you can look at, like, there's a cost and a value to everything. At first we're like victim, 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 and maybe not so much victim. And then, oh my God, like you step into and you release that and you step into this place of power where you can lead yourself and know, may your new mantra be for the rest of your life, Joyce, I am enough. It's gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Thank you all for being here on this delicious Wednesday evening. It was my pleasure to be with you. I love you. If I can ever be of service, come and find me. Laura Lee has dropped some links for some of the classes that we have. The Quantum Teaching Curriculum is a year-long course. We're beginning in the middle of February. As I mentioned, there's a prerequisite, but there are ways that we can get that to you. We have that whole thing recorded. We have a workbook, so we can catch you up really quickly. But this is some of the most transformational. These tools and techniques have come to me from my spiritual guidance. They've come to me from extraordinary mentors. And I am here to share them. I have a mission of 1 million teachers. And, I don't know how that's going to happen, because I think I've got about 4 people that are really like doing this. But, it comes in the form of, I got it, maybe there's 4 that are teaching what I'm teaching. But I had a beautiful message from a client today, a student, and she said, I went and I practiced Akashic, what are we calling it now? Akashic transformational alchemy on some friends of mine. And this one woman had this extraordinary thing happen to her. Now she, kind of like the transformation that you just watched with Joyce. And she was like, thank you so much for teaching us these. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you're out practicing this with people, like, let this be the work that we do in the world. Let us help each other to remember the truth of ourselves. That's my mission. That's my purpose. When I was very young, when I was a teenager, somebody said to me, what do you think your purpose is in life? Without even thinking, I said, to remind people of their relationship with God. And you're like, wait, who said that? I said that, I get to remember my relationship with God by helping people remember their relationship with God. It's gorgeous, like Mobius strip figure 8, we all get to do this together. The tools that we teach to help people raise their consciousness and get closer to God is by teaching them how to open up to their psychic abilities and gifts, clairaudience, clairvoyance, clairsentience, claircognizance, by learning how to release trapped energy, by learning how to dismantle relationships, belief systems that we've had that are subconscious and unconscious to us that we didn't realize, like we're like Joy said, shackled us, and suddenly the shackles are gone and we're like, what just happened? You saw the moment where she said it's gone, like it was just gone. It's just that simple. How much easier can those questions be, So if this calls to you, reach out to us. Love to have you on this journey with us. I love you all. God bless you. Watch The Chosen. I don't care if you're born again Christian. I don't care if you're Jew or Muslim. I don't care who you are. Go experience the love that Jesus brought through to people, because it'll change you.
It's amazing. Yes.
You don't have to be a fan. You don't have to be a born again Christian. You don't have to channel Jesus. I got you covered. I do all that shit. But just go enjoy the love, because that man is love in action on the screen. It's funny, I read about the actor and he said he's been playing Jesus for the past 8 years because he got involved in another movie where he also played Jesus. So I asked Jesus, Yeshua, and he's like, oh, I handpicked him. Right? He's channeling me. And you can tell, you can feel it. It's incredible. Yeah, go enjoy. Thank you all for being here. Sending you so much love. If I can help you in any way, please reach out. Joyce, thank you so much for coming forth. I love, love, love all of you. And I will see you. Good night, everybody. Thank you.